Joining me right now is Bellator featherweight title contender Daniel Weichel. He'll be fighting in the main event of Bellator 203 versus Patricio Pitbull in Rome. What's going on, Daniel?
It's all good. Training camp is going well. Can't wait for July 14th.
You have been representing Germany on the international stage for many years. Could you break down the development of German MMA since you first started?
I think when I started MMA, almost nobody knows about MMA back then. It was just a thing that a couple of people were doing and had no name. And right now, you could really see that the last couple of years, maybe even the last 8, 9, 10 years, MMA is really growing in Germany, and people also get to understand what MMA is all about and what it take to be a professional MMA fighter, how much training you have to put into it and everything.
How popular is the sport currently?
I think it's still small, but it keeps growing. You know, you can't compare it with football or basketball or some of the major sports. I mean, this is something that I want to see. I want to see MMA in the mainstream. I want to see MMA really big in Germany. But right now, I would say MMA is still a small sport, but constantly growing.
Yeah, as a professional fighter, you would definitely want to see yourself on a billboard one day in your hometown or in your home country, right?
Absolutely. This is really also one of my dreams, to bring Bellator to Germany and having a show here and defending my belt here in Germany.
Definitely. I saw that you did a exhibition or a seminar for Superior FC at FIBO. Well, how was
Yeah,
that experience?
that was great. You know, I'm almost every year on the FIBO representing my sponsors like Olymp Germany or Fight Nature, also my gym MMA Spirit. This time we've been at the Superior FC with my teammate, train partner, Max Koga, and it was great. It was great atmosphere, great people over there. We are doing a little show, showing a little bit of mixed martial arts, and we're enjoying the crowd. It was nice.
All right, let's get into your recent streak. 4 fights in a row. You have won, knocking off title contenders and rising prospects. Is this the most impressive run of your career, in your opinion?
I don't know. You know, I don't look back only on the last 4 fights. You know, for me, when I look back, I really look back like my my road in Bellator. You know, I started with tough guys in the tournament. Then I had Pat Curran. Then I had the fight with Patricio. Yeah, and then it continued with the only world-class opponents. So I when I look back, you know, I look from fight to fight. So, but I see it as a good run. I see it was only really good opponents. You know, you can't say there I fought no names or that I fought I fought only the top guys of the division, and but this is what I always want to see myself. I want to see myself fighting the best fighters out there, and I'm happy for that. Yeah.
You have been with the promotion for many, many years, and guys that were big names when you first started, they have fizzled out, especially Pat Curran, and you fought him, right? What does that say about you?
It says that I have a great team, a world-class team that gets me ready for every fighter out there in the world, and that I'm capable to beat the best out there, and I'm ready to become the champion.
April 2017 was the last time we saw you in the cage. You did have a fight with Pitbull last November, but he had to pull out because of an injury. You've had a long layoff. What have you been doing to keep yourself busy that whole time?
It's not very hard to keep me busy. You know, I love to train. I love this sport. So you see me in the gym all the time. You know, every now and then when my body needs to recover a little bit, I take some time with my family and take a little rest. But most of the time, I know what my goal is and where I want to be. So I know that I have to keep training every time, and that's what I'm doing. I try to keep better, getting better every day, working on my strengths, on my weaknesses. You know, it's the work never ends.
The rematch is 3 years in the making. What big changes to your surroundings have you made in that time?
My team is still the same. I think I was perfectly prepared in the first match for the first match, and if I would have listened to my corner, I would have won that fight. So from training wise, I made or team wise, training partner wise, I make no big changes. The changes are constantly happening while training camps or all over the year. So we always try to adapt to different things, try to put new things into the training, and it's constantly changing and switching. And I think it's important to always be open-minded for new things, and then you can develop as a fighter.
What part of your game do you feel you have upgraded since that first fight?
I think each and every part is getting better, and I feel more confident anywhere. But I think nowadays it's most important to connect each martial art. Connect the wrestling with the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling with the striking. And the better you're able to do that, the better your style will be.
Are you a fighter that keeps in shape throughout the year? Do you keep your diet strict?
Absolutely. I'm when they canceled the fight in November, I was ready to go. Like I told them, whenever you have a fight for me, I'm gonna fight. But I always try to eat clean. I adapted my lifestyle to the diet, and that I don't get too heavy when I'm not in training camp, and I enjoy it. When I'm not fighting, I just eat bigger portions. Every now and then, a little bit more chocolate, but I like to stay healthy and to eat good food.
What's your favorite type of chocolate?
I like dark chocolate with almonds. That's one of my favorites. But there's a lot. M&Ms, can go on and on and on. Snickers is all time.
The grocery store is full with those things, huh?
It is. Especially in diet, you see them anywhere.
How long has your training camp been, and have you been working at any other gyms other than yours?
No, not really. I can say I'm really blessed to be here in Frankfurt at MMA Spirit. We have a great facility. We have all the coaches are there that I need to prepare, and we have a lot of tough training partners. That are also getting ready for big fights. Like Max Koga, teammate, is getting ready for PFL for the second round in featherweight division. Ivan Buchinger is going to fight next week. Also, we have Saba Bulagi, like really fighters who fight on the big stages as well. So yeah, it's for me, it's the best place to get ready for my fights.
Most of your career, you have traveled to all over the world, North America, Russia. This time, Pitbull will make the long flight to Europe. What were some of the struggles you experienced in the past going to these other, these countries and taking these long flights?
Yeah, I always remember the trip to Salt Lake City. It was really we had a stop in Atlanta. In Atlanta, we've been, I think, sitting for around 5-6 hours, and then we continued to go to Salt Lake City, and then the ride to the hotel. I think in total it was maybe 35 hours trip, and that was exhausting. When I'm doing these trips, I tell myself it's not so bad. I'm good, But when I'm looking back to it, it's tough, Especially in the week of the weight cut, you can't eat whenever you want. You can eat what you want. You have to take a look what you're drinking, when you're drinking, and it's pretty hard to do it by traveling that long distance. This is one trip I really remember was a tough one. Standing in line, waiting for 2 hours to go through the border control. So it was a tough one, but we always try to manage it the best way. I always cook my food in advance when I'm going on such long trips. I make my food, get everything ready, and just go through it. And yeah, like you said, now I'm going to Rome, and I'm happy to have just a 1 hour and a half flight and bring all my family, all my friends with me. So it's a good thing.
Was it more mentally exhausting or physically exhausting flying those long hours?
Um, it's connected somehow, because when you get hungry, you're starving, you start thinking about it, and then it comes together, you know. But when you're doing it a couple of times, you know what you're going through, so it's not a surprise. You know, I will be hungry, you know, I will be tired, but when I'm there and it's we pass in one day and I get my first training in, I'm all good, you know.
Well, this time around, you don't have to worry about it. Like you just said, you're going to have your family with you. You're going to have your friends. You're going to have your team. Um, how do you see this fight playing out? This is the biggest fight of your career.
Absolutely, you know, and I've trained a long time for it. I've been passionate for a long time, and now is my time. I trained harder than trained ever before. I think I feel that I'm in the best shape of my life, and I will enter that cage on 100% focus, having my mind only in the moment, and be ready to do whatever it takes to stop Pitbull.
All right. July 14th, Bellator 203 in Rome. Daniel Weichel will be taking on Patricio Pitbull for the featherweight title. It's going to be a crazy fight. And you know, it's a long time in the waiting, man, for real. Like, because the last
It
fight
is.
was canceled, and I'm pretty sure you're very eager to get in there and throw down.
Absolutely. Can't wait for it.
All right, thank you for your time, Daniel, and good luck to you, man.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.